maybe not. My internet provider sent me a thing about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, probably now, saying that they're going to go through a maintenance check right when we're supposed to start the show, or right then. So a few minutes before we start the show. So hopefully this is going through. I'm not sure if it's going through because I've been trying to connect to the internet for the last 15 minutes with no problem or with no luck. And now it's saying that I'm connected. So hopefully the maintenance is done. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments if you guys are there, if you guys can hear me, if you can see me, or hopefully that maintenance check is done. Because that was driving me crazy. Like, it was literally like, probably like 9:15. Your computer's going through some maintenance. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so it's got a few people on. Maybe? I don't know. All right, tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through and answering some of your Disney questions. It's going to be a shorter show, more than half an hour. But first I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear me and see me. But no one's answering, so I'm assuming no. That's working over there. It's lagging off and on, but you can hear me fine. Okay. Anyway, so that's a plus. Yeah, I had zero internet. I just got a brand new internet provider like 3 months ago. Everyone's been talking about how great the streams have been since then. So I was like, yeah, everything's going great. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, by the way, we're going through a maintenance thing at 9:15 on a Wednesday night. I'm like, you can't do that. Don't do it like 2 o'clock in the morning when only I'm awake in the world. Okay, let's start this part. It started because we're going to do a very short show tonight because I have to be up in about 5 hours for it. That's not an exaggeration. I have to be up in 5 hours for the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend 5K. So let's get this party started. We're going to start the 646th episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 646th episode of the Wednesday show. Today is January 5th, 2022. Hey, we made it. And I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today, we are going to be going through and talking about... Today, we're going to be going through and answering your Disney questions. But, of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First bit of news, I apologize. I completely forgot to do a Saturday in the Park last week. That's on me. I forgot that it was a Saturday because my life was insanely hectic the last 10 weeks or 8 days or whatever it's been. So I completely forgot to do a broadcast, and I sincerely apologize. I honestly didn't realize it until it was like Monday. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I never did a broadcast on Saturday. So I apologize that we never got around and did one of those broadcasts. But we will be broadcasting this coming up Saturday. I just don't know what time because I will be running the Walt Disney World Half Marathon that morning. So most likely it will be later in the day because I'm going to come back and sleep. If you guys have joined us for November, when we did the Wine and Dine Half Marathon, we did the 5K, 10K, and Half Marathon, and then we uploaded a video right as soon as the race was done, pretty much. I came home, I edited the videos, and uploaded it. Expect the same thing to happen over the next 4 days. Tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, we will have it. So we're going to do a 5K, 10K, Half Marathon, and full marathon as time goes on. Excuse me. So let's get to your questions. I had my Patreon pals. I sent them a thing earlier saying if they want to have any questions. We're going to start with their questions as usual since they're Patreon pals. Our first one is from Eric. Eric wanted to know, can we see what the race shirts look like for this race weekend? Yes. So today was the expo. So I went over. This is the bib. You get 2 bibs, one for the 5K and 10K, the other one for the half marathon and full marathon. I think I have to wear the blue one tomorrow. I have to look into that. I actually have not even taken these out of the bag yet, so we're going to be looking at these together for the very first time. In addition to that, it is the 25th anniversary of the Walt Disney World Half Marathon itself, so you get a special luggage tag for that. In addition to that, we've got our race shirts here. I have no idea which one is which. So let's just start pulling. It should be, that's the 5K. We got Pluto. The medal for tomorrow will be Pluto. And then we have the next one is the 10K with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Really cool having Oswald merchandise. This should be the half marathon. Half marathon with Donald and Daisy on there. And then the next shirt is the full marathon with Mickey and Minnie. Now, if you do the half marathon and the full marathon, it is considered the Goofy Challenge. So for the Goofy Challenge, we do get a Goofy Challenge medal, and then you also get the Goofy Challenge shirt, Goofy's Race and a Half shirt. And then the final one is for doing all 4 races, which I'm crazy enough to do for my, I think this is my 4th time. I thought this was my 5th time doing Dopey, and today, so it's me and 3 of my friends are going to be running it together, all 4 races together. And one of them has never done a marathon before. This is going to be his first marathon. He just turned 19. He wanted to do, it's one of my friends, one of my really good friends' son. I was going to say one of my friends' really good son, but he's only got the one son. So he's the good son and the bad son. And he's never done a full marathon. He was supposed to do it last year because he had just turned 18, but unfortunately that race was canceled. So we said, when you turn 19, we'll do the Dopey Challenge all together. So we were trying to figure out how many Dopey Challenges all of us have done. And this will be my 4th. And then my friends Frank and Daniel, this will be their 3rd each. They both missed the year, but they missed different years. And then Timothy, it's going to be his first one. But this is going to be the Dopey shirt there. And I didn't even think to look here. It should say Walt Disney World 50th on the sleeves. Yeah, it does. Just like how it did on the Wine and Dine half marathon shirts there as well. The only thing I don't like is usually it has on the side of the sleeve, it's got all the parts that you run through. They don't have that this time around, but that's okay. So those are going to be the shirts for this weekend. I'm excited to get it started. We will be doing those starting tomorrow. It's 5 o'clock in the morning is going to be the 5K, and I'm planning on waking up around 2:30 to get over there. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I always love doing the Run Disney races. If you guys have been following me for a while, I've done literally, I think I've got over 100 medals when it comes to Run Disney. And yeah, I love doing the Run Disney. I'm extremely excited to do these races as well. I thought this was my 5th Dopey, but it's only my 4th. That's kind of disappointing. Not going to lie. I was very disappointed when I was like, wait a minute, this is only my 4th. All right, let's go to your questions in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, make sure you throw them out into the question or into the comments, and I will answer as many questions as possible. Also, I apologize if I seem kind of drowsy today. I've been trying to force myself to get exhausted. So as soon as I finish the show here, I'm going to go lay down and hopefully get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. So I apologize if I'm like, no. All right, here. It was totally awesome. What's your favorite movie? My favorite Disney movie of all time. If it comes to animated, it is Peter Pan. If it's live action, it is The Love Bug. I absolutely love Herbie the Love Bug. I have it. So my 2008 Volkswagen Beetle looks like Herbie the Love Bug. I've always loved Herbie the Love Bug. Love Bug's my favorite. And if you go to the Herbie films, the order of Herbie films, in my opinion, is The Love Bug, followed by Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, followed by Herbie Rides Again, then Herbie Fully Loaded, and then Herbie Goes Bananas is the final. It's an okay one. It's not that great. The Rescuers, I do love The Rescuers, but The Rescuers is not my favorite movie. The Rescuers is the movie that inspired my first book. So because of The Rescuers, it does have a very special place in my heart. Favorite TV show, DuckTales. Woohoo! DuckTales has always been one of my favorites, which is why Uncle Scrooge is my favorite character as well. Let's see here. Let's keep on going to your questions. If you guys have any questions, make sure you go through and ask the questions. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short show. It's already going to be a very short show, but let's not make it any shorter than it has to be. Looking forward to your videos. I'm extremely excited to do these races. I'm really excited to watch So the 19-year-old that we're going to be running with, I've known him since he was 7, which is kind of crazy. And I was there for his first 5K, I was there for his first 10K, and I was there for his first half marathon. So it's kind of cool that I'm going to be there for his first full marathon as well, in his first dopey challenge. I'm just hoping that he doesn't kill himself, because he's very competitive. I'm very competitive, but when it comes to doing like a full marathon, I'm hoping that he's not like, I'm going to go out and win this whole thing, because he will die. And that's just a fact. But I'm so excited to do these races again. There's something special, and we were I mean, again, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sitting here talking about my excitement for the races here. But there's something special about the marathon weekend. There's a different energy that surrounds it, and I think it's one, because there's a lot more people who do it. 2, you had a full marathon in there, which is 26.2 miles, which is insane. And we were talking today. We were walking down Main Street. We literally went to Magic Kingdom specifically to do People Mover, and then specifically to leave the park afterwards. We just needed to go to a park today and ride the People Mover. So we went over there to do that, and then we headed out. But we were walking down Main Street, and we were talking to the 19-year-old, and I said, there's just words cannot describe the excitement and the feeling that you get running down Main Street USA. Like, there's nothing that beats that. Doing a marathon and running down Main Street USA, or the half marathon and running down Main Street USA, it's just such a cool level of excitement. And every single time I do it, I'm just like, oh, this is the coolest thing in the world. And I just I absolutely love it every single time I do it. And one of the guys, Daniel, was like, yeah, he's like, I shed a tear. I said, I do too. Like, it's just that excitement. It's just such a good, happy feeling that it's tough not to like shed a tear. And then he was saying, oh, have you ever cried during the races? It's like, yes. I think every marathon I've cried, always over by Studios. And I think it's because that moment is when I always realize that I'm going to do it. Like, I'm actually going to finish the thing. So every single time, you can ask me next week, and I can guarantee I will be like, oh, yeah, I cried. It's Hollywood Studios every time. Are the races this weekend? Yes. 5K is tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So in 7 hours from now. And literally 7 hours from now, I will be in the corral listening to the DJ. I'm going to go, runners, set, go. So yeah, 7 hours from now, it'll be the 5K. And then 31 hours from now will be the 10K. 55 hours from now will be the half marathon. And then 79 hours from now will be the full marathon. So yeah, this weekend, I'm excited. How's your No Way Jose today? It was great. I literally almost had a second one because it was so good. And I think the waitress was I think that she thought I was joking when I was talking about how much I loved it before she brought out the No Way Jose. Then I devoured it, and I was like, I might have a second one. She's like, if you want one, I'll go get you another one. But I didn't, because I didn't want to be that person. Not today. I've been that person before. Is there anything different with the races because of COVID? So the main thing that's different now is this little thing up in the corner here. This is your corral assignment. So the way that they're doing the corrals is a little bit different, just to kind of space people out a little bit more, even though when people are waiting for the corrals, they're still like grouped up together. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But the whole purpose is to try to space out people a little bit more. But in reality, it's the same race. It's the same race. There's not a whole lot different. It's tough to not be bunched up next to other people, but yeah, that's, let's go to our next question here. Is good weather predicted for the weekend? You had some crazy weather last time. So tomorrow and the next day are supposed to both be like really good running weather, like high 50s, lower 60s when the races happen. Right now, the half marathon, they're saying it's going to get up to like the 80s, or not the half marathon, the full marathon. So if you guys were here 2 years ago, when we did the Dopey Challenge, You may remember my incident where I yelled. It's the only time I've ever yelled at a police officer. And we were talking today about this actually, and my one friend said, he's like, I've never seen you upset, but that was the only time I've ever seen you actually like mad at someone. We were doing the full. I was stopping for all the characters, so I told my friends, go ahead. I'm taking my sweet time. I'm meeting all the characters, and so they were probably like 2 miles ahead of me, and a mile and a half, 2 miles ahead of me, and the weather got up to 94 degrees. It got so hot. And when we were running, or when I was running, because they were ahead of me, when I was running to get to the point where you would turn to go towards Blizzard Beach, and it's the very first time they've ever done this Blizzard Beach section, all of a sudden they had it so the police cars went in front of me, specifically me, and the people who were behind me, and they were like, nope, you guys have to go this way, like we're cutting off the course. I was like, I want to finish the race. And they're like, you are going to finish the race. Don't worry, sir. We're just shortening up the race because it's too hot out. I was like, you don't understand. I need to do that. And I was getting so mad because I wanted to do the whole 26.2 miles. And unfortunately, despite all my arguing, they wouldn't let me. And then we had people who were like, oh, these people are cutting the course and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I was arguing. Like, I want to do the whole course. So I'm hoping if the weather's getting too hot on Sunday, I'm not going to stop for as many characters, mainly due to the fact that I want to do the whole 26.2. Luckily, last time I had ran another 1.2 miles before, like on Thursday. We did the 5K, and then we went over to Saratoga Springs, and we did their 1.2 mile race that they have over there, or 1.4 miles, 1.43. That's it. It's 1.43 miles because it took us to 50.03 miles for the whole weekend. And because of that, I felt like, okay, like I made up the mileage, but still, it killed me. It really killed me. It still kills me. It's been 2 years, and I'm still like, oh, I just wanted to do that extra time. How many corrals are there? So right now I'm in 3. My friends who are like 100 numbers ahead of me are 2. They're like 205 numbers ahead of me or something like that. They're 2. And then there's my one friend, he's in group 5. Yeah, he's in group 5, and he is 3,000 numbers behind me. So I'm guessing it's like every like 1,000 to 2,000 numbers ish is what it is, or 1,500, somewhere around there is what they're doing. And he's about halfway through in the numbers. So there's probably about 10 different groups, but what they do is they do the corrals, and then inside those corrals, they do mini corrals. So even if there's 10 corrals, out of those 10 corrals, you might have 10 more corrals inside of those corrals. So there might actually be like 100 corrals for the marathon, which is insane. But when we did the Wine and Dine 5K back in November, I was in corral 1 along with my friend Frank. And by the time we finished the 5K, the people who were in the last corral were still being sent out. Like they hadn't even gone yet. So there's a lot of corrals. There's a lot of corrals. Okay, anyone else out here there have any questions? We have about 10 minutes left before we're going to wrap up tonight's show. In case you guys are joining us a little bit later, I do have the race in about 5 hours from now. It's 5 hours and 10 minutes from now. I'm going to be running. So we are going to do a shorter show today. So if you guys have any other questions before we wrap it up, throw your questions into the comments below, and we'll answer any and all questions right now. Hopefully. Maybe not. I don't know. They don't even have to be marathon questions. They can be anything, any Disney questions you guys want to throw out there. And we started off with the marathon question. We've just been talking about it ever since. We just do an all-nighter, man. Oh, there has been 1 or 2 times where I've just like I'll get to like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm still not asleep. I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going through. Any superstitions like certain socks, etc.? No. I'm not superstitious when it comes to that kind of stuff at all. Like so the only rule I ever have for the races, and the reason I have this is because the first Run Disney race I ever did was the marathon back in 2007. And when I did that race, I wore my marathon shirt like to the race. And I remember walking on the bus, and there's like a group of like 3 or 4 guys, and they're like, you can always, like, they not just towards me, but like towards like a group of people who are all wearing the marathon shirt. And they all said, you can always tell whose first race it is because they're the ones who always wear the race shirt. So since then, I've never worn the race shirt. I always wear the race shirt of whatever the last race I did was. So I guess I do have a superstition, even though that's not because there's been times where I haven't worn that one. So this is the Wine and Dine challenge. I'm going to sleep in this tonight, and I will wake up and just go straight from here to the start line in the same shirt that I slept in, because if I'm going to go run, so it doesn't make any difference. And because of that, tomorrow when I go to the park, is this the 5K one? Yeah. This will be the shirt that I wear tomorrow, the Pluto 5K shirt, and I'll wear that all day tomorrow, and then that'll be the shirt that I run in the next day for the 10K, and then after the 10K, I wear the 10K shirt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So not really superstitions, but just kind of more of a tradition. And it should be noted that I'm the only one of my friends who does that tradition. Today I was over at their hotel. We went to the expo. We got our No Way Jose's, and then we went back to their hotel to relax for a little bit. And while we were there, they were like picking out their shirts for tomorrow. And they're like, what are you going to wear? I was like, this. Please. Yeah, so no superstitions, just, yeah. When is Coco finally going to take over the Grand Fiesta Tour? I don't know if it's ever going to happen, honestly. I kind of like not having Coco there. At the same time, I love having Coco. I like the Coco in Mickey's Philhar Magic. I think that's a great addition. And if that's the only Coco we get, I think I'd be fine with that. Although I would love to see that happen more. Oh, yeah, let's see here. Come on, go to the next question. There we go. Do you do costumes? Let me find the picture. I've worn a costume once, and only once. And that was back in 2007 or 2017. 2017, I want to say. I have it on my phone here. It was two of my friends and I. It was the Avengers Half Marathon weekend over at Disneyland. And we went there as I'm Captain America. My friend Chris is the Hulk, and Catherine is Iron Woman. That is the only time that we've ever done costumes. I had a shield. I asked every person who was dressed as Peggy Carter if they would save the dance for me, and they were all creeped out. That is the only time I've ever done a costume, though, for the races. I enjoy doing it that time, but I think it's one of those that it's more fun if you're with friends and doing it. Come on. This thing is acting up today. I think it's because the internet's slow today. Okay, you can hide that. No, maybe not. Maybe not. There we go. I couldn't see the tail you posted in the video today. Can you please explain? Yes. So if you guys have not watched my video yet today, I'm just going to show you the very last second of it, and then we can go, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I got a commercial before my video. So it's going to take a few extra seconds here than I anticipated. Okay. And if you guys want to know more or see more about this video, then you're going to have to go watch the video. But if you look right here, look, there's a tail and no body. See it? This is that guy's tail. This tail goes to no one. So that's the tail that we're talking about. So go back, watch it 50 more times. Give me those views. Give it a like if you have not given it a like already. all that other fun stuff. When do you think they'll bring back annual passes? I think they will bring back annual passes. I think they'll bring back annual passes maybe, I think when the cases start going down around here again. Right now, last I heard, the Orange County, which is where half of Walt Disney World is in, Orange County has the highest number of cases in the entire country. So, yay, go us. About half of the people that I work with are out for COVID right now. So I've been extra careful the last week now with my health and making sure that I'm being as clean as possible, because I don't want to get sick, especially with the race weekend here. I was like terrified. I was like, oh, if I get sick and miss the races, I'm going to be livid. I would be absolutely livid. Lots of crickets lately with Princess of the Frog taking over the Splash Mountain. Think it's still coming, or did it quietly get canceled? I think it's still coming. They posted something on the Imagineering Instagram page about a month or two ago saying something down the lines of, it's still coming, it's just delayed from when they initially thought it was going to be. So we will still be seeing Princess of the Frog. We just don't know exactly when we're going to be seeing Princess of the Frog. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up there because I have to wake up in 4.5 hours at the latest. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us once again this week. I apologize for the shorter show. Expect a video here on YouTube at probably like 7 o'clock in the morning. So make sure you guys give it a like, comment, subscribe if you have not subscribed already, all that other fun stuff. My goal is to hit 5,000 subscriptions or subscribers by the end of the year. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you go click over the subscribe button on YouTube so we can hopefully hit that goal by the end of the year. Yeah, so like I said, 5K video coming tomorrow, 10K the next day, half marathon, and the full marathon. So make sure you keep on checking out those videos. If you like it, give it a like. If you comment on it, that helps me out greatly. My goal is to be the first person to have one of those videos out every single day for the next 4 days. So make sure you check those out as well. As always, tonight's show is sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Make sure you stop by itsallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All of their reading videos in the comments. All their services are absolutely, positively, 100%ly free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. I'd like to thank everyone out there for joining us once again this week. Please keep on spreading the word about the Wednesday show and from Stream to Theme. Invite anyone and everyone to join the group right here on YouTube or Facebook. If you have not ordered your copy of A Closer Look Yet or A Closer Look Yet or A Closer Look Yet, make sure you go check out the Shop Now button to buy your books. I'm going to go get some sleep. Thank you guys for your support. I will see you. Well, you can watch my videos early in the morning. Bye-bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Remember, anything can happen if you let it. Goodbye. Have a great night, guys. Oh.